Welcome to Swartz Shorts, the podcast all about the entrepreneurial ecosystem at Carnegie Mellon University and the larger Pittsburgh community.
Welcome everyone to this week's episode of Swartz Shorts. This week we are lucky to be joined by Chelsie Hall. Chelsie is a graduate of CMU's Integrated Innovation Institute, and afterwards she has had a myriad of experiences, including traveling the country with her sister, interviewing people from small towns all across the US, and is now the CEO of ViralMoment, a social media virality tracker. Welcome to the show, Chelsie.
Hi, thanks. We're glad to be here, Brian.
Hi there, Chelsie.
Hi, Tyler.
So Chelsie, we know that you've been up to a lot, and would you mind talking to us a little bit about how you come up with your ideas and what you do to break down seemingly complex topics into more manageable, actionable areas?
Yeah, absolutely. This is such a fun thing to look at really complex and hard problems and break them down into actual chunks that we can create solutions for. So the idea for ViralMoment came from a lot of real life experience and frankly, real life pain over the last 5 years or so. I graduated, like you said, from the Integrated Innovation Institute in 2018. And it was an interesting time for America. I think there was a lot of division. A lot of people couldn't have conversations. And I even realized that my own family couldn't sit down at a table together and have a comfortable conversation about what was going on in the world. Based on my time at Carnegie Mellon, I'd really learned that if you want to solve a hard problem, you need to go talk to people. You can't just sit around with like a whiteboard and a calculator and understand what's really bothering people and what's really creating, change and friction and problems. A lot of my learning and my education was all about go out into the lab, interview people, or get out of the lab and interview people. So I wanted to understand what was going on in America at the time. And like you alluded to, I actually did a road trip all around America, talked to thousands of people. I even flew to Puerto Rico and interviewed people there about their hopes and dreams and fears, what was going on politically, and what was happening in the US. During that time, I really realized that there's so much value in understanding and listening to people and recognizing what they say and feel and think, but that's really hard to scale. So it was me thinking about that and how we might be able to scale our ability to understand people and what their problems are and what drives them, that really helped me to come up with the idea for ViralMoment.
Wow. I know talking to 1,000 people is pretty exhausting, and especially there's the research that talking to a stranger can be one of the most tiring things you can do, but also one of the things that can make your day. So in terms of what you're doing with ViralMoment right now, we know that you're building 3 products in tandem. And could you give us a little bit of insight into why did you choose to build 3 things at once? And what's the process of having those different products overlap and create a more holistically engaging product?
Yeah, absolutely. So really what we've built at the core of ViralMoment is one technology that's driving and informing 3 different products. We're using these 3 different products to explore different markets and to understand, where we're getting the best product market fit. Lucky or unlucky for us, we're actually having pretty great success across the board. So let me elaborate on that. We have created a really interesting and powerful technology that can actually read what we say is short form social video. So that's like a 15 to 30 second video on TikTok or YouTube Shorts or Snapchat. Our technology can look inside of these videos and recognize what objects are there, what actions are people doing, what are people saying, and we're able to scale that. So one person might be able to watch 100 videos in an hour. We can watch thousands and thousands and thousands of videos to start to understand patterns in what people are talking about, what is trending, how people feel about different things. It's like taking a 10,000 foot view on society to really get to start to see those patterns. And we were developing 3 different, we'll say, levels of product there. We've got a client, we've got one enterprise product that's a very powerful measurement dashboard for data analysts to start to play around and explore with what's trending, how big are these trends, who are the audiences that are driving these trends. We have another product that we're working with advertising agencies and people who are professionally running TikTok accounts. And with that, they can say, let's start measuring trends. Should you jump on a trend? This could be a big, powerful trend, or something really fun and lightweight and joyful around a brand. The last product that we have is an app. It's available right now on the App Store for Apple and Google Play. And it's all about, just getting to see what's trending in a fun and joyful way so that you can incorporate that into your own account.
I love that stack. And it takes people across all different types of intents and whatever they feel is important to them and lets them engage a level deeper in social media. And taking that back to what you were learning both at CMU and in your journey across the country, what do you see as social media's role in connecting people and being a force that unites people rather than something where people are divided and siloed into their own algorithm sorted buckets?
Yeah, absolutely. I think algorithms can be a good thing. It's powerful. It's fun. It's how we discover things and people that have like interests to us. But that can also be kind of scary, especially when people might have devious or worse intents, or can help to radicalize people to really believe a certain idea or think that the whole world believes the same things that they do. So it's very important to us. One thing we do with our technology that we love to say, we're removing algorithm fog. We're helping people to step outside of an algorithm so that they can actually see what really is going on. It's like when you're in the jungle, you don't really know what's going on. And if you jump in an airplane, you can take a breath and see the world. But social media is so powerful. It's driving society. It's helping us to form our beliefs and our opinions. It's helping us to decide who we're going to vote for and what shoes we're going to buy tomorrow or whether or not we'll get vaccinated. So social media plays such a powerful role, whether it's bringing us joy or informing our decisions or connecting us to people. It's the forum of the future. And it's good that platforms are doing a lot of work to take care of the content on the platforms. I know, they're self-moderating a decent amount, and that's healthy. But I think a third-party measurement tool to be able to help people to, one of our clients joked the other day that these platforms are getting to grade their own homework. So I think that's something that we feel really strongly about. We're allowing other, by being a third party, we're allowing the world to have a better glimpse of what's really going down on some of these platforms.
Yeah, Chelsea, kind of following up on that point, something that people are really concerned about, with algorithms is sort of biases they can develop and how to monitor them or how to correct them when they're learning things we kind of don't want them to be learning, or they should, we try to inject some sort of ethical sense into them. What are some of the things you're thinking about or working on when you're designing these algorithms, to take advantage of that power you're talking about, but also sort of mitigate some of the fog or the downsides of those algorithms?
Yeah, here's some of the beauty in what we're doing. We're not overlaying any algorithms into your social media. You're still going to, use your social media to see whatever platform you're on decides what you should see. We're not creating or implying algorithms. We're actually, by using ViralMoment, you can remove the algorithm. So it's not something that we're designing to make you see the world in a certain way or to give you a certain experience. It's quite the opposite. We're actually removing that fog and enabling clear vision.
Got it. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So kind of as a third-party platform, you're pulling in the data from these different social media platforms, but that sort of, be able to dig into what's happening on those platforms enables you to kind of, in a way, prevent people from, or rather, get at what is really being surfaced on the platforms organically by people who are interacting on them.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think if you were going to go on to TikTok today and try to understand what the top content was or what all the content was around a specific topic, good luck. You're going to be scrolling for hours and hours, and you probably will never see videos that I'm seeing on my platform. So we're able to take things like that and make it searchable and drive that clarity, whether you're an advertiser or you're someone who wants to do good in the world.
That makes a lot of sense.
One of the things that has blown up, especially over the pandemic, was using social media as a tool for small business creation or self-promotion or independent businesses. And how have you seen influencers, businesses, or other people that are trying to monetize their passion of their business working with ViralMoment and creating a more engaging, less advertising focused way of presenting themselves?
Yeah, that's something we're so excited to be doing. We're all about helping creators with positive voices to lift up that voice and be heard, to be able to get their own messaging out, and most importantly, to be able. The thing we're really doing that's moving the needle for people is helping them to understand who their audience is, what their audience really cares about, and what their audience thinks. So, for example, we're working with a media company right now who wants to understand who their fandom is, what types of characters and content their fandom's excited about, what communities are represented in their fandom. We're able to lift all of that out and show them and shine a light on that with our platform.
Wow, that's so cool. And one of the other things that you hear with entrepreneurs and people that are working in early stage companies is that it can be all consuming. And I'm kind of curious, how do you balance your real life, your social media life, and then your family life, your business life as well?
Yeah, it's absolutely difficult. And some days it feels next to impossible. If I'm honest, Brian, I think I've got a 12-week-old baby that you might hear crying in the background. As well as, all the craziness of life. I think if you're passionate about something and you care enough that something gets built, you figure it out. So I spend a lot of days, on a phone call with my baby on my hip, going for a walk, just to be able to get it all in at once. I think there's pockets where I've had time in my life, and then there's other pockets where it's just 150 miles an hour going every day. And I think part of the trick is to find joy and to have fun in the times when things are crazy. I heard a quote the other day that, you've got to experience. The baby's really crying in the background. You might be hearing him right now. But I heard a quote that, if you're just thinking of your work as work, it can get really frustrating and your work-life balance gets off, and it's really hard to do. But if you're thinking of your work, especially in an early stage startup, as learning, and everything I do every day is just setting out to learn things, it really changes it from this place of stress to a place of discovery and joy and excitement. So I really try to approach, my task list every day as like, what am I trying to learn? What am I trying to figure out? And how am I going to make me and my company and my family stronger because of that?
Yeah. I noticed you touched on joy a lot through that. And when you're looking 30, 50 years into the future, how do you envision the impact that you're trying to make, and how do you want to touch people's lives or contribute?
Oh my goodness, that's a tough question. I think we've all got one shot at being on this planet, and we want to make it the best we can. So whether it's with ViralMoment, what I'm really trying to do, what I've set out to do, I saw a world that had some things I didn't like in it. Some scary things, some dark things, things that were consuming people. And I wanted to figure out a way to bring out the best in everyone as we're engaging with each other. And I think that by shining a light on whether it's, the joyful things or the less joyful things, it helps us all to take a breath, to engage with each other in the best ways possible, and like I said, find that joy.
Yeah. Wow. So I know that we're coming up on time, and one of the things we like to do is dive into a little bit of what you find interesting right now, anything that you've been reading, listening to, heard about, where it's been on your mind and it's been something you'd like to share with the rest of the community.
Oh man, good question. And I think back to that point about work-life balance, I'm pretty consumed at the moment with days of viral moment and days of taking care of my baby. So my book and reading and podcast list is at an all-time low. I'm going to go ahead and say that it's that quote that I brought up earlier. I actually, talking about social media, I saw it in Instagram post from a thing called the Experience Institute at Stanford, which is a really good place for people who are wanting to be entrepreneurs or taking a leap as entrepreneurs to see, what's good out there. But that quote about that account and that quote about reframing your work as learning, that's going to be my nugget to share today.
Great. Well, Chelsie, I want to thank you again for coming on the show. And if anyone had any questions about you or about ViralMoment, where would the best place to reach you be?
Yeah, I'd love anyone to reach out. Please do. You can check out www.viralmoment.com to learn about our company, and reach out to us at hello@viralmoment.com. And we'd love to, talk to anyone who's got questions about our company, our journey, or what we're thinking about on a given day.
Wonderful. Well, thanks again, Chelsie. It was a pleasure having you. And yeah, we hope to have you on the show sometime in the future and be able to learn more about how things have changed.
Can't wait.
Thanks
Cheers,
for coming
guys.
on,
Thank you so
Chelsie.
much.
Go take care of both your babies, both ViralMoment and your little one.
Exactly. Cheers, guys.
Bye.